All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is O51 HW1, Graphing Inequalities. As far as the homework, we're going to go over the first couple problems of the homework to make sure you feel nice and comfortable and review what we talked about during class. If you have any questions, make sure you ask during class or come to extra help after school. I'll be happy to help you out. So here's the first problem. We have P is greater than or equal to -2. Now there's a couple little details here in this problem that we have to notice. We have to know that P is greater than or equal to. You have to know the inequalities themselves. There's 4 of them. When there's a little equal sign on the bottom, whether it be less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, we have to make sure our dot is filled in. So we have a filled in dot like we have here right above it. And when it's greater than, you have to remember which way the arrow goes. So we have to make a dot at -2. So we're going to use this big graph here on the bottom. We're going to put a big blue dot at -2. And then we have to remember greater than. Well, all the numbers that are greater than are to the right. So our picture is going to look like this. So now that we have our graph here down below, we have to compare our graph with the multiple choice of A, B, C, and D. And it looks like option A is our best fit because we have a solid filled in dot at -2 and the arrow's going to the right. So the answer to number 1 is A. Next up is number 2. We have X is greater than or equal to -6. Now greater than or equal to, that's also a filled in dot. And then it's at -6. So we're going to plot a point at -6 on our graph. Greater than, the numbers that are greater than -6 are to the right. So we make an arrow to the right. We compare our graph to the options up here. And it looks like number 2 is B, a filled in dot at -6. Number 3, we have M is greater than -4. So we need to put a dot at -4. Notice here we have it's y M is greater than. It's not greater than or equal to. When there is no equal to on the bottom or a line underneath, the little munchy guy or the inequality, then we have to have an open circle. So this is an open circle at -4. So we make a circle at -4, as we do right here on our graph below. And M is greater than. Well, since it's greater than, all the numbers that are greater than are to the right. So you make an arrow to the right. If the numbers were to be less than, you make an arrow to the left. Let's do number 4. Oops, sorry. So -4 greater than. So the correct answer for this one would be D. So 3 is D. Number 4. We have N is greater than or equal to 1. So greater than or equal to, we need to close the circle. N is greater than, so it's going to be to the right at 1. And the correct picture, as far as A, B, C, and D, would be D. So 4 is D. Let's see if we get less than. Good. Number 5 is a less than. Let's talk about that. So X is less than or equal to 3. So we know it's a solid dot because it's a less than or equal to. And it's going to be at 3, so we put a dot at 3. And if it's less than, we make an arrow to the left. So X is less than or equal to 3. So we have our graph. We compare our graph to the multiple choice, and it looks like the answer number 5 is C. Alright, so if you have any questions or concerns, come to extra help or ask during class. We'll be happy to help you out. It's your job to finish the rest of these problems down below. All right, have a good night.